Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, Vintage Sports Card Finds. And today we're going to look at an eBay order that I picked up recently. I purchased this lot of 1970 Topps baseball, and as you can see, there's a number of cards and they look like they're in pretty good condition. I'm going to go through some of this and we'll go over some of the stuff that we find. I knew going in that there were some stars and some high numbers, which is critical for finishing my set. So I'm going to look through some of this and we'll get back to you with the finds. Okay guys, so this is what we did find, and I'm sure there's still some more in there, but there's some stuff that the cards are in very, very nice shape. They're a strong VG excellent. So just to give you an idea, these are some high numbers we pulled out in the 600s. You know, nobody of any like crazy Tito Francona, but there was heavy duplication, a little more duplication than I thought from the listing. So it's always good to ask questions when you're buying a lot like this, but the condition really is paramount. They're in, you know, they have some little bit of bending on the corners and such, but nothing, you know. A lot of times when you get a lot of 1970, 71, and even getting older into vintage, you have cards that are all torn up. You creases everywhere, corners really badly dinged and just rounded badly. This is not that. So these cards are in really nice shape, as you can see. And these are some high numbers, so it'll help me fill in the set a little bit. Ron Santo, I really should have pulled this card and put it out in a soft sleeve, because I did pull out some cards in a soft sleeve. But this Ron Santo, very nice looking card. Again, a little bit of, you know, there might be a corner dinged here and there or two, but for the most part, the cards are in really, really nice shape for their age, just impeccable. Jim Longborg, Gentleman Jim, and a few others. So that was some of the high numbers that I found, and then here are some of the key guys that were in this lot. So you have a couple of Al Kalines from the Tigers. This one here, an Ernie Banks, and this I believe is a high number. So an Ernie Banks high number. This card probably even raw would draw a pretty good amount if you bought it individually. I've told you guys in the past that I try not to buy individual cards unless it's, you know, I'm down to the last couple that I need for a set or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I try to, I'm a collector on a budget, so I have to always be cautious of how I spend. And this purchase was a little bit bigger for me. So, you know, with the idea that I'm not holding it in my hand, so I'm looking at it through the eBay lens, and you never really quite know how that's going to work out. But the Ernie Banks looks pretty sharp. It's, you know, again, there is some wear on these cards. They're over 50 some odd years old now, 52 years old. Here's a Steve Carlton. Again, pretty good shape, you know what I mean? And that was one of the things that attracted me to this lot, was that they appeared from the photos to be in pretty good shape. Another Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey seems to be popping up everywhere for me now recently. Juan Marichal, a couple of Juan Marichals there. Pretty good condition. Again, as you guys know, when I have duplication, the stuff is going to end up in a you know, some of the stuff will end up on my eBay eBay page or eBay store. You can check out the link in the description. And as I failed to mention it at the beginning of every video, if you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really more concerned. Well, I'm concerned with all of it, but I'd like to really hear your comments on some of these cards. I love talking about cards, so always nice. I'm kind of hanging out with Reggie Jackson right now. I believe this is second year Reggie Jackson. Yep. So this is second year Reggie. So this is a nice card. I know I needed this card for my set, so I'm really excited to get that one. And in pretty good shape. Harmon Killebrew, beauty there. Really nice conditioned card. Again, it's off center, but that's to be expected with the 70s. Here we have Billy Williams. Nice card. Tom Egan. I don't know why this one was in the lot, but it was one of the early cards. And Darryl Cheney. Jim Rowland. This might be a high number. Yep. So Jim Rowland is a high number card. So that was a big deal there. And my boy Roberto Clemente, no longer Bob on the pictures here. So Roberto Clemente. This card a little more wear, but anytime you can pick up a Roberto Clemente, you can't really go wrong. This one here, Gil Hodges, a couple of Gil Hodges manager cards with the Mets. I'm not positive, but I believe he was the right. He would have been the manager of the Miracle Mets, right? So Gil Hodges, really nice looking cards there. Joe Morgan, a little bit of rounding on these, on this one on the corners, but not bad for the age on that. Another guy I've been running into a lot lately, Gaylord Perry. Nice looking card. Have to compare it to the ones I have in my set. I was also excited to get this one. I'm pretty sure I didn't have Pete Rose, so sorry about the glare. So Pete Rose, outfield card, nice outfielder. That's wild. So, you know, it was nice to get Pete. And then Raleigh Fingers. And this card looks pretty sharp. You know, nice corners. So this is just, it gives you an idea of some of the stars that came out of that lot. I wasn't going to take you through the whole box because obviously I'm a set builder and that's kind of what I'm looking for. But just as an aside, here's a regular run of the cards. And they're in, as you can see, they're in pretty good shape. The only thing I was a little disappointed about from this lot was just the fact that there was some heavy duplication at times, and the listing did say there was duplication, but not like heavy duplication, and there's quite a bit of, you know, there's probably two 1970s lots that I'll get out of this to put up on eBay. That's the kind of duplication there was. So that's okay. The cards were in great shape. That's a huge plus for the time frame. You know what I mean? So, you know, great looking cards. I'm really excited. Right after this video, I'm going to go into my binder and start taking some out and putting some in. And just like a little kid, I'm going to be filling in my set. So I'm excited to do that. Just a couple of quick points. For me, I'm a set builder, and I have taken you through on some of my videos where I've described how I will collect certain players, collect certain things related to the card hobby that I like. For example, the fact that I have a Red Sox binder or a Patriots binder, things like that. I like to do team binders out of my duplicates. That's one of the things I like to do as a collector. There's There's no wrong way to collect. That's the beauty of this. There's no wrong way to collect. So the only thing I ever talk about as a word of warning, sorry about that. The only thing I collect, the only thing I say as a warning to new collectors is try not to get into the speculation game, because it's a dangerous game to play. Especially, typically that's not the case. Now, if you want to pick up rookies from the modern era at a cheap price and sit on them and grade them, well, that's great, because that's a win-win. You pick up the cards cheap. If you deem they're worth grading, you grade them, and you just sit on them. I think the danger is in when people, and if you've got an endless supply of money, then it doesn't matter, right? I suppose. I think a bad investment is a bad investment one way or the other. But if you've got an endless supply of money and you just want to throw money at cards, well, then I guess I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. But if you're on a limited budget and for card collecting, just be careful of buying big dollar cards individually, because they're probably at their peak. And that's just 35 years of collecting cards as my point of reference. They're probably at their peak. They might appreciate over the next 20 years, but if you're looking to turn and burn, you got to do that with a game plan in mind. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. I love to collect this stuff. I like to collect individual players. Like I said, I like collecting Tom Brady. I had a video recently about Tom Brady. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Another video that I did about my liking to collect Kobe Bryant, my team binders. Those are ways I like to collect, but also primarily for me, and this is just me, I just like to build sets. And that's just kind of my thing. And a lot of people don't like to do that because it takes up a lot of space. And they're right. It does take up a lot of space. I can attest to that. But the point I'm making is that there's really no wrong way to collect. Just be careful about buying in large numbers to rookies, especially modern day rookies whose careers could go into the tank tomorrow, and you're stuck with a big dollar card that nobody wants. You know what I mean? There's no recovering from those kinds of hits, especially if you have a lot of them. The other thing I would just be cautious of, I released a video on wax a while back, and it was very sparsely viewed because it was right at the beginning when I was doing this. And just keep in mind that wax is at its pinnacle of value when it's unopened. Now, I know a lot of people like to open wax and they like to try to get the hits, and that's great. If you have the money to do that, that's awesome. If that's what you like to do. But if you don't, be careful with that. I've heard horror stories of people putting themselves into debt doing breaks. Not professional breakers, I guess, but people who were like going and buying retail product and buying retail product and buying retail product, buying retail product on credit cards. There's a reason they don't allow you to buy lottery tickets on credit. Okay, it's just, so be careful and collect what you like. I want to thank you guys for watching this video and hearing my rant. It's really just for the good of all collectors that I do that. And if you agree with me, great. If you don't, great. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. That's it. Thanks again for watching the video. Please comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for when we are releasing another video, you get notifications right away. And that's it, guys. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.